So, we're down to our final few days before the SPL Championship Series. This one's going to be a very exciting one. We have two of our top trainers here, as well as my co-host with me. My name, once again, is Anthony Mariona. I'm joined by my lovable buddy over there, T. Watson, and the two-time SPL Cup Series champion, Chris Davis. So, we're back at the lab, and we're here to talk about the upcoming Elite 14, which we'll go ahead and bring on the screen right now. This one's going to be exciting, guys. We have a lot of really solid matchups. We talked about each individual trainer and the path that they took to get here last week on our previous episode. And I think this week we really kind of want to focus on the individual or the matchups themselves and what is really going to be turning out to be a fun-filled Sunday at Hammerhead Games. So, T, let's go ahead and start off with you. You had the chance to talk to Emmanuel and Luis about their matchups prior to, the tournament. What insight do you have for us with them?
All right. So, I asked everyone the exact same three questions, which is... Oops. I almost lost it. 1, what are your top 3 deck choices going into the playoffs? 2, how confident you are in your choices leading up to your first round of playoffs, knowing who your opponent is. And 3rd, what has your preparation been? So, first person that got back to me was Emmanuel. Emmanuel said that, his top 3 deck choices are obviously Tina, which he just won the League Challenge last night with Tina.
Oh, yeah.
Did he say Tina?
Huh?
Is that what he said?
Yes. Basically. But, no, he was like, he said Tina, Turbo Lost Box with Kyogre, and Guardi EX. Obviously, he was more comfortable with Tina, seeing as how he won the challenge with it. But he knows that going into a matchup with Luis, he figured it's going to be a grind game. That's exactly what he says right here. Also, he stated that Luis said he was going to break his legs in the parking lot, so, he can show up for his match. So I think I think both of them know that it's going to be a slugfest. Emmanuel's preparation has basically just been talking back and forth with friends about, deck choices, text to play,
no, I haven't
things like
text.
that. Oh, I have.
It's mainly just been T, probably.
Yeah. Makes sense. So. You talked to the guy that finished second in the championship, not the one that dropped out early in the season.
And then as for preparation, he's just been, playing at home and then trying to go to like 1 or 2 locals when he can.
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. No, the matchup, once again, I think is going to be one of the more fascinating ones. I think all of us kind of fall in line where these are two really lovable trainers in our league where they have a lot of respect from the player base. And I can't really see anybody falling one way or the other when it comes to who you want to win, other than the people that are expecting to see them next round and who they would rather see in the battle. Chris, you had the chance to reach out to Ryan and Andrew in a really fun one. Ryan came out of retirement in order to prove that he still has what it takes to be a Pokemon trainer, a master, a champion in our league. And Andrew's coming back for his revenge tour after losing to Mike last season. What insight do you have on their matchup?
Yeah, the people I interviewed, I had a set of questions too that I asked them. I pretty much asked them how they were feeling going into the matchup against who they were playing against. I asked them if they've been doing anything to prepare for the matches. I asked if they had a deck picked out yet, and if they did, how they felt about it going in to the tournament. And then I asked if they wanted to dodge anybody.
That's a great question.
I was seeing who they wanted to dodge to make it to finals, and then if they wanted to actually face anybody in the bracket. And then I asked the final question was kind of a more lighthearted one. If you don't win, who are you rooting for?
Oh, okay. I like that.
So
no one. Everyone loses.
Right.
So I'll start with Ryan. So Ryan, he said he was a little nervous going against Andrew. The former Cup Series champion, and then the finalist as well from last season. But he thinks the match in general just end up being chill because
Yeah.
they're both pretty chill.
Both very chill people.
So
These are facts.
Yeah.
So he's more nervous by the fact that Andrew's just in general kind of a strong player, but
Yeah.
he's not like intimidated or anything by him.
That's good.
He hasn't really been doing anything to prepare, really. He says he's been play testing here and there, but for the most part.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's my style. That's the right way to approach things. Don't add extra stress to your life you don't need.
Yeah, and then Ryan said he'll basically coin flip for his deck choice, like the morning of. Actually, pretty much everybody said that.
Yeah.
They'll decide the night before, like right when they get there, what they'll play. Everybody I asked said that basically.
It's starting to feel like that,
Yeah,
honestly.
except for Andrew. Andrew says he's narrowed it down to 2 choices, but he's not sure. And then Brian says he wants to dodge everybody. Yeah, he listed all those names on that bracket.
He was like, I just want to get to finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, when you look at the list, those are the top trainers in the league. Like, why would you, play somebody else?
Yeah.
Right.
And then as far as who he would root for if he didn't make it past that round, he said me or Tyler.
Oh, okay.
Not Soren.
No, Soren's not up there.
I know he's not, but he roots for Soren every day.
If Soren was up there, Soren would be the only name.
Facts.
So
These are facts.
but he said me or Tyler.
I like it.
All right.
All right.
Then Andrew, he says he's just mainly been playing on live, the 2 decks that he's he's kind of torn between.
Yeah.
He thinks they have like good matchup spreads, so he's torn between those 2. He said that he wanted to dodge you and me, I think. Is that what he said? Yeah. No, he says he wants to play us because we were the top 2, so he wants to see how he would do against us.
That sounds like Andrew.
But he's not worried about like dodging anybody. And then
I wanted to dodge Andrew.
I know you want to dodge Andrew.
If this was a best of 1, I think everybody would want to dodge Andrew. Those are just ultimate facts right there.
And then he said if he doesn't win and gets knocked out, he'd root for Ryan, myself, or Terry because he felt like we had the best story arc for the season.
Wow. Nice. No, I don't disagree with that. That seems like an Andrew type thing, and I'm hoping that he does really well. So for me, I got to go ahead and have the chance to talk to Francis Batista and Mike Moreno. And, it was pretty straightforward. I went into talking to Francis, and I asked him what this bye week has been like in preparation for his matchup against Mike. And honestly, he said that he doesn't know what to expect from Mike. He doesn't even really know what to expect from himself at this point. He hasn't necessarily narrowed down a deck, but he does have a few in mind. I asked him if there was anything off meta. Honestly, so he gave me some of the decks. Don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, there's definitely some interesting ones in there. I did ask him if he's been working on anything in particular for this matchup, be it that he's been one of the top players he's going up against another top player, and he said at this point it's just more a matter of feeling comfortable for himself. Which I think is a huge thing for Francis, is going in there, being confident, playing what he plays best. I asked him if he had a strength, through this season, or if there's anything that he felt that he can lean on. He didn't say anything in particular. I know for him, though, being on the outside looking in, that his deck choices is probably the strength that a lot of people would talk about. Yeah. The unpredictability with it, and being able to go into a tournament, read the room, pick the deck that he thinks works best. I asked also, with 2 weeks in between not playing competitively for our league specifically, how do you re-engage after that time off? And Francis said, hey, look, I took 2 weeks off when I went to Yokohama, to Japan when he went out there. He was able to come back, string together a couple solid weeks, and put himself in a position where he's at right now, which is 5th in the league. So I think for him, he has confidence coming out of this rest and this break. So we're I'm really excited to kind of see what he does. And, my other thing was I just asked him how he felt about the deck choices, and he feels pretty confident. I mean, these are decks that he's somewhat familiar with. He does have a few twists on them, some spice added in, if you would like. But Francis is a confident guy, and he should be. He wound up having a really solid season. Mike, it's the same thing. When we talked about what he's preparing for, looking into Mike. He said that you don't really know when you're going up against a guy like Francis, and you kind of just really have to prepare for everything. I think one thing that I found in a common thread talking to everybody that I talked to was that a lot of them, it isn't just about the single matchup that's happening right now. It's the matchup after the matchup, and after that matchup, and getting to the championship, and not necessarily being prepared for just this one person that they're playing now, but being prepared for the next that row of people, the big hitters that we're seeing. I asked once again if there's anything that Mike's been working on, and Mike doesn't know. It's just more a matter of understanding matchups and going through the steps that he needs in order to take the W. He's been playing the other part is strength for him. He's been playing the same decks for most of the season, so he's very, very comfortable with his deck choices, which is going to be really, really exciting. And then, Mike also said, coming off of the 2 weeks, very similar to Francis, that it's just more a matter of taking it slow, not rushing anything, being able to focus on the moment, and going from there. So, like I said, I really think that these players are locked in, these trainers are locked in, and we're going to see some really, really fun matchups. You had Luke and Terry, right?
And Terry.
What was some of the thoughts that are going through their mind in this lead up to the championship?
Well, Luke didn't respond to me. He has school.
He thought he would use like Chat GPT.
It's like
answer your questions.
He is child, so he gets a pass for that. Terry, however, did respond to me, and Terry, again, my 3 questions were top 3 deck choices, how confident do you feel going into the playoffs, and then what has your preparation been? And his top 3 deck choices so far has been Water, which he has played all season, LZ Tina, because it is the hot deck right now, and then Mew, which is a fan favorite of everyone's.
Not everyone.
A fan favorite. Everyone loves Mew.
No.
I love Mew.
Exactly. I love Mew.
I do not.
If you ever want to just high roll a tournament, Mew. He said his confidence level going into it, he's always confident. He not nervous, really. He wants to see everyone. He wants the smoke. And it's kind of like, the fire that we said he had after us not putting him on our top 5.
That's not going to happen next season.
Right? No.
You're going to be on the outside looking at
Right? You're going to be number 1 next season. And then for his preparation, he said, daily affirmations and then hours of PTCGL. Daily affirmations.
Right.
I look good. I feel great. I can do this.
Yes, you can, Terry.
Yeah, you can.
I believe in you.
I think everybody does. So, and once again, that matchup is going to be a really interesting one. Luke is going to try to pull off what Henry pulled off in Season 1 and be the only senior that's able to make it to the championship. Not only make it there, but he's not a senior. When did he... Wait, I thought he's
a master now.
He's a master now?
Yeah.
Never mind. We only have one senior to ever win SPL Championship.
Yeah, he is a master now this season.
Yeah. Okay, then. This is going to be a little bit more exciting.
Wait till Isaac joins.
Oh, gosh. Then
he's going to body
I'm glad I'm retiring. So, Chris, moving on from there, you had the chance to talk to Tanner, who, once again, placed 3rd overall in this past Cup series. And then you have Duncan, which is also someone that a lot of people really love, respect, and happy that he's going to be able to make it to this championship series. So what's some of the insight that you got from them?
So I'll start with Tanner. So going into his matchup against Duncan, he's the only person who said he's actually nervous going into his matchup against Duncan. He says he's played him a lot this season in cups, challenges, and whatnot. Mm-hmm. He said he has a decent winning record against him, but only because the format's been best of 1 for those tournaments.
Yeah.
So he feels like he's gotten lucky.
Yeah.
So and he feels like he's one of the most skilled players in the league, which I would agree with.
Yeah, I would
Duncan,
definitely agree.
very
Duncan
strong.
being that, yeah.
So he's nervous going into that. He hasn't been preparing really. So he's kind of been playing here and there, going to like locals and whatnot, but he rather just kind of rest before going into it.
Yeah.
That way his mind's not all scattered and whatnot.
Fair enough.
He does not have a deck picked. Like I said, everybody's kind of gonna
Just coin
flip a
flipping it.
coin
Yeah.
the day of, so it's the same for him. He's probably just gonna pick something that he feels confident with, and it just speaks to him. So, yeah,
Right?
No,
Yeah.
he's a Lost Box player. I mean, he's one of the better Lost Box
He's
players.
played
Yeah.
everything.
That's
really.
what I mean. I know. I think it's gonna be a Lost Box variant. That's me, but we'll see what happens.
I really think it's
we
going to
shall
be like
see.
a Lost Box mirror.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
He says out of who he wants to dodge, he said Francis and Andrew, because Francis is so unpredictable with his off meta picks.
Yep.
And then Andrew, he usually when he plays Andrew, it doesn't go well for him.
It's not fun.
Some people just have that luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he said for who he'd want to play against, he said Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Because Terry's been his nemesis this season, so he wants to give him
like
the smoke. Give him a little bit of payback.
Yeah.
And then he said me because he feels like he'll learn something playing against me.
That's awesome.
And then if he does not end up, making it to finals, he wants Ryan to win or whoever ended up knocking him out.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's good.
yeah. So those
I
were
like that.
Tanner's answers to the questions I gave him. And then Duncan says he's not feeling nervous going into the matchup. He knows Tanner's a good player, but he's ready for it. He hasn't really prepped much, so he's been traveling.
Yeah.
He's been moving.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a lot
yeah,
going
he
on.
just did
So,
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he just went to Pittsburgh to play in that regionals.
That's his preparation.
Just missed day 2,
Yeah.
but he did pretty well overall.
Good for Duncan.
Good job.
He says, like I said, day of, but he says it's either going to be a cheese deck or something that has 50-50 matchups,
There we
basically. Says he's not really trying to dodge or meet anybody. And then he says he's rooting for you. And I quote, "He deserves it after all the hustle each and every season."
God, I hope
bud.
God, I hope T doesn't win it.
You're terrible.
Oh my goodness.
So that's what Duncan. That's
Thanks,
what Duncan's
Duncan.
rooting for.
So I wound up getting the final matchup, and that's going to be Tyler versus AJ. AJ, a fan favorite. Tyler, also, wink wink, a fan favorite. You guys may figure that out a little later. Now, talking to Tyler, overall, he's been using a few different decks. AJ, quote, AJ doesn't usually play the same thing twice. And realistically, he's not worried about the metagame too much. And this goes back to what I said earlier about the last matchups. There's just a lot of trainers that are really focusing on big picture.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just not the one trainer in front of them, but it's who you're preparing for if you were to make it to the next round. And that's where Tyler's brain is at with that. Now, according to Tyler, AJ is my demon bracket. This is a quote. I always tend to brick against him in a tournament, and I'm hoping that won't happen this time. And that really kind of comes down to his mindset on how he prepares for AJ. I think it really is a mind game thing. It's going in, and as soon as he sees his opening hand, let's see how he does.
Right.
That'll give him the confidence that he needs. Now, moving from there, we did talk about preparation, being that he's going to be off for a couple of weeks, and so on. And he said that he's been playing consistently. He goes to cups, he goes to challenges, he's doing a lot of those things. So this isn't going to be necessarily anything that he feels like he has to prepare for any more than those, which is true. I mean, you're playing a lot of really good competition regardless. So I think he kind of is just hoping that he can make it through like he would normally do in a given day when he's preparing for something like that. So he also says that he hasn't taken a break. He's preparing for the SAC regionals. And once again, this kind of falls in line with the idea that he doesn't feel like there's anything extra that he needs to do in his preparation for heading into the championship series. He also hasn't picked a deck yet. So this is something where I think everybody, not necessarily that they haven't picked decks or they don't even have certain in mind. I just think it's right now a more strategy thing. You don't want to give your opponent, any type of information that you don't need to. We're not digging for it, but it's still nice. I think he has a few decks in mind, which are going to be fun. But we'll see how it goes for him from there.
Yeah.
Moving on to that, we'll go kind of jump into what AJ said. Now, not a lot of people know this, but AJ's been sick for the past couple weeks.
Yep.
And his preparation really has been more about not dying. According to AJ.
Is he? Do you think he's going to make it on Sunday?
He said that he will be 100% there by Sunday. He's already been feeling better. It was just
like a bubble.
I know he's going to come in a bubble boy like Jake Gyllenhaal from the movie. He's been testing a few different decks, but he hasn't made a definitive decision. Once again, all of his focus, and I quote, has been not to die, which
that's my guy.
Feels like this is now. AJ's biggest strength, he feels like he's been the menace of the league this season. He compared himself to Kid Buu from Dragon Ball, which I don't necessarily disagree with. He kind of has some of those traits, the little beady eyes. It's an AJ thing. Now, I asked him about how he would re-engage after being sick, not being able to play in person, and he said, "What do you mean by that?" And that was pretty much his answer to coming off of 2 weeks of not playing.
He's a live grinder.
Yeah, I know he is. So. But, I think for him, once again, it really just is a matter of coming in, having fun, and doing the thing that AJ does best, which is annoy and bug people as he goes. So, guys, that pretty much wraps up our conversations that we had about these matchups, where they're at, going through. And just really quick, I kind of want to run down this just for our picks, or your guys' picks of where you think each matchup is going to go. And T, we'll start with you, Luis and Emmanuel. Who's your pick?
I really would have to coin flip that one. I couldn't tell you one or the other.
Yeah, you got to pick.
He's sitting.
There you go.
All right. Heads, Emmanuel. Tails, Luis. Luis.
Chris?
Oh, the same one?
Yep.
Just based off the grind that I saw this season, I guess I would go with Emmanuel.
Emmanuel?
Yeah.
All right. So right now, who'd you call?
Luis,
Emmanuel?
Yep.
All right. Moving on to the next one. Chris, Ryan versus Andrew.
That's a tough one for me. I love those two so much. They're probably my two besties in that bracket.
Yeah.
So it's gonna depend on what they end up playing, but
You got to pick one.
I guess I'll base it off how they were successful throughout the season. I'll give it to Ryan.
All right. T?
Who we think we win, or who we hope wins?
Who's going to win?
Okay, well,
Who do you think will win?
I'm going to need that coin
You want
back.
a coin flip
Yeah.
again?
Oh, my God.
Look, who I hope wins is Ryan, because I don't want to see Andrew at all. I don't want to see Andrew
That's fair.
at all.
That's fair.
So, who I hope would win? Ryan. Who I think would win? It honestly just depends on their choice of what deck to bring, because both of them are really good.
Who's going to win?
Ryan.
Ryan? All right, we got two for Ryan. Moving on from there, we have Luke versus Terry. Once again, really interesting matchup. T, who you got?
I actually have a pick for this one. I actually think Terry is solid going into this matchup. Just because of how well Terry has played all season and how well Terry has played against Luke all season.
All right.
Because
both is he favorable against Luke?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've both gone to Comic Command like all season and have ended up playing each other most of that.
Yeah.
So
And Terry
usually comes out on top.
Okay.
So.
All right. Davis, who you got?
I feel like what Luke plays though has a better matchup against Terry.
Which is weird to me. Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I've barely seen these two all season.
Yeah.
So I'll go off the statistics you're giving, and I'll choose Terry as well.
All right, so we got two for Terry. Moving on from there, we have Tanner versus Duncan. Chris, who you got?
That's a tough one too. I don't know. Like I think I got to go with Duncan.
Ooh,
Yeah.
he's a robot. He's methodical.
He's Yeah. I mean, Tanner's nervous going against him. Hopefully he doesn't get into his head about it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Duncan's just kind of chill about it, and he's not worried playing anybody, so
All right.
he's a little more confident, so I'll give it to him for his confidence.
Yeah.
Okay. T, what you got?
I want to say Duncan because he said he'd be rooting for me. But, honestly, both of them are really good players. I could see both of them.
It can go either way, honestly.
Yeah, it's like I could
That's
see.
how I feel about all those matchups up there.
Right? I could see either of them taking it. I could see either of them winning the whole thing, honestly. But if I had to pick, I think I'd pick Duncan solely for the experience.
Okay.
He's been playing a little bit longer. He's been grinding pretty hard. So,
Yeah. He's been going to a lot of regionals.
yeah.
All right. And then we'll go ahead and end on the final one. Tyler, or no,
No, we still got
skipped
two more.
Francis, I did. That was my bad. We skipped Francis versus Mike. T.
Oh, I gotta give it to Mike.
Knew it. Yeah, it's enough said. It's his best friend. Chris, go on.
It's not
give
even
us,
like
give us a
that.
real.
No,
give us
I
a
can,
real
I can
pick.
give you a real rationale for this stuff. One, Mike is more than likely going to choose a deck that he has played before, which is one of three. I'm not gonna name them, but Mike plays those decks pretty well, and I know Mike knows who he's going against, and Mike is really smart when it comes to probably taking things on the fly.
All right, fair enough. That's a solid. Davis, who you got? Francis versus Mike.
I honestly feel like Francis.
Think so?
Yeah.
I like that pick.
I
He's
think-
going the wild
Yeah.
card route.
I honestly, like, looking at the whole season, Mike struggled a lot.
I know.
And the only reason he's up there is his trainer
Trainer
battles.
Chris
Yeah.
Lee,
So,
Cheese and Clee.
yeah, which is not cool.
Not cool, Mike.
But I feel like Francis overall did better this season than Mike did. I feel like Mike struggled a lot.
Yeah.
Francis did do
So-
really, really well from a win rate percentage.
Yeah.
He tied a decent amount as well, but
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
most part, he did do. Mike was one of the lower ones in the Elite 14 when
Yeah.
it came to win percentage.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the last one. Tyler versus AJ. Go ahead, Chris.
It's a tough one. AJ is unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler's, just
Good.
in general got solid fundamentals.
Yeah.
Where's that coin? I got
Whose heads, whose tails?
This is the one I got a coin flip.
Whose heads, whose tails?
Tyler's heads, AJ's tails. Tyler.
All right.
All right.
T, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Shoot. I really could give it to either of them. I kind of want to say AJ solely because how AJ pulled out of the first round last season.
He did
Yeah.
upset.
What happened?
He went into play. He was playing Mew.
He was playing Mew against Reggie's.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now Bell was really, really good with Reggie's.
Yeah.
And
he
AJ
AJ
pulled it
somehow
out.
just pulled it out.
Okay.
I never even asked him. I was just mad at him that day.
no text for Reggie's anything. It was just he's solid all the way through.
If AJ lost that matchup like he was supposed to, I would
play
have
Lost Cities in his
No.
list
No.
then? No.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy, actually. So you wanna lost on that Gigas?
Exactly. No,
He did not.
Okay.
he did not. He just
Wow.
pulled it out somehow.
Who are you going with, D?
Um,
Gotta pick one.
I gotta pick one. I honestly couldn't pick one, so I want to say AJ just because I want to see him twerk on Tyler.
You want to see him boss it for
So
game?
you want to see the twerk counter go
Yeah,
up?
I want to see the twerk counter go.
All
up.
right.
Okay.
Well, guys, those are all of our picks. I'll go ahead and make sure that I post them so everybody knows who these guys picked. And I'm
Don't
going
do
to
that.
bring it to the championship as well.
Don't do
Hey,
that.
I
So-
love everybody up there. So
Guys.
you know.
But from there,
I tried to be statistical
Yeah.
and within reason in my choices.
Yeah.
All the analytics that go along with it. From there, I don't know how much life the camera still has on it, so let's go ahead and just jump into deck out.
All right.
So, guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump into deck out. Be it that we want to make sure that we get this up. So, deck out once again is just the top stories heading into the final week of SPL. We're gonna go ahead and kick this off with T award show. T.
Hey, the award show tournament is happening alongside the playoffs. Both tournaments are starting. 12 p.m. September 17th. That is Sunday. It is a free tournament at Hammerhead. The winner of the award show tournament will receive free entry into the next season of SPL. Alongside this, what else is happening?
So, just to remind everybody, we do have the award show voting currently up. I have it posted on the website as well as in the Discord. I'll go ahead and rebump the original message so that everybody has a chance. And then maybe we can go ahead and link it into the
description.
Not the description, but the messenger chat
yes.
as well,
Forgot
so
about
more eyes can get on it and vote,
Yeah.
and we can go from there. But yeah, voting for that as well as awards are going to be handed out from the voting that you guys do. So we're really looking forward to seeing everybody voice their opinions on who they think should be winning these awards. You could see 3 of them here now. We have the SPL Cup Series Championship Trophy, which is Chris Davis.
I had them put it closer to him.
Then we have
the T. Watson Trophy.
we got to rename that. And then we have the Trainer Battle Cup, which will be going to someone that trainer battled the most. I don't know how many people are going to be happy about it, but it's going to go there. And then we have the SPL Championship Trophy. But yes, these are all things that are going to be won or given away on the 17th. So please, if you get a chance, please go vote. Pick your favorite trainers, pick your favorite shops, and let's make sure that your guys' voices get heard. From there, we'll go ahead and move on over to the Chris Davis with the championships.
So yeah, we got the Championships Series the same day. Those 14 people, including me and T.
Yeah.
In that 14, we will be battling it out for a booster box, a championship playmat, and then this trophy here. So exciting stuff.
Yeah, so very, very exciting. And I'm really looking forward to adding more names on there. It would be cool to see Chris Davis get his name on both of them like Mike. But, who out there in the Elite 14 is going to play spoiler? That's going to be the thing that's going to be probably one of the more exciting things to watch. I have my bet on it, but I don't want to say who. I just want to say if they win, I'm going to say I knew it the entire time. Play the cards right. Play my odds. From there, though, I'm going to go jump into the last thing, which is food. We were talking and we were discussing about whether or not we want to do a potluck or something else, and I think we decided on going with something else. For anybody that's interested in joining all of us, we plan on going to Mark and Monica's, which is across the street from Hammerhead, after the championship series and the award show are finished. It's going to be a really fun time. What we're really hoping to do is just get everybody over there, order some pizzas, order some wings, get some drinks, and laugh and just talk about this upcoming season, and everybody can complain to us about the things that they didn't like.
Yes.
So we can really, kind of enjoy everything and just spend a lot of time with our friends. So once again, the idea is after the award show, we will all meet up at Mark and Monica's. We'll all pitch in for pizzas and drinks and everything else, and just enjoy each other's company as we all like to do.
Yeah.
But
because this is an amazing community of amazing people.
Yes,
so
it is.
I 100% agree, except for Mike Moreno. But other than that, everybody else is really cool. So guys,
I love you, Mike.
I love you too, Mike.
I tolerate you, Mike. But until then, guys, I think for myself, for Chris, for T, we can all say this. Best of luck in this upcoming championship series. Best of luck in the award show. And we will see you guys all at locals. Peace.
Deuces.
Bye.